All right, I think we are live. Tonight is going to be an interesting challenge as I am out of town and have one screen. So I am going to try to find myself on my Luminary Insights and actually see where I've gone live and see your comments. Otherwise, I am not sure how I'm going to see your comments. I may have to toggle back and forth so that I can look at my notes to know what it is I wanted to talk about. So if you are here, go ahead and say hi. I'm trying to find myself on my website. And again, it may or may not work. So if you're here, there I am live. Challenge. All right, there's going to be a little bit of a delay, it looks like. Jody G is here. Yay. Hi. Thank you guys for working with me on my challenge here. My screen keeps disappearing. Actually, 2 minutes before the broadcast started, everything shut down. So I'm excited I was able to get it back up. So hi, Jody. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for all of you that may be joining me tonight. So welcome to Insights with Ivanna. This is a weekly broadcast designed to help you identify, embrace, and live more fully in your genius by illuminating important pieces of information you actually already possess. So we are on week 4 of a 4-week series exploring how to illuminate your new year and illuminate your life forever. So I am Ivanna, the founder and chief luminary officer of Luminary Insights, an intuitive life coaching brand. Today we're going to explore the final letter in the forever, the letter R, which means receive. So the new year is less than 3 days away, and this is a twist on New Year's resolution, so we are right on time. But please do remember you can follow these 4 steps anytime that you want to up-level your life. So right now, again, there's a delay on the phone where I am looking to see who has joined us tonight. So please do type in the chat box if you are here with us tonight. As always, I'll be asking you some questions for interaction and working on my wait time. When I do ask questions, if the answers are long, if you would just type a Y, yes, and hit enter, just a Y, so that I know that you're typing something longer, that will help me with my wait time, and I'll remind you with that as well. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Our work here is focused on helping you enter 2022 already a stronger, better version of yourself with habits in place and the whole year ahead of you to change your world and the world for good. Hi, Jackie. I'm so glad you're able to join us tonight. Thank you for being here. So we did start this series by exploring how you can embrace your genius. That's the E in the forever. We chose, or each of you chose at least one aspect, something you already do well, and you determined how you might want to up-level that aspect of your life. In week 2, we began to visualize that aspect of your life. Each of you did the visualization with me, looking at it as if it already is. We explored affirmations, we looked about vision boards, and we did that visualization where we were bringing it into the now. Last week, we took it a step further and we became empowered. That's the EVE. The second E was empowered, and we took action. And then tonight, we're going to tie it all together as we receive. So don't worry if you missed the last 3 weeks. You can go back and catch the replay to do the full process. But for this broadcast, what I encourage you to do is just trust your intuition. When I ask a question, just work with the first thing that comes to your mind. All right, so we're going to talk about receive. How do we do that? I will tell you that in my Christian upbringing, I was taught that it's better to give than to receive. And I agree with that on many, many fronts. It brings me great joy when I get to share with others during the holidays or during any time of the year. Some of you know what a jewelry fanatic I am, and I can give away anything if I know someone is going to love it. There are several people in my life that have rings that are just my favorite rings in the world, but they wear them every day where I would only wear them once a year. And it brings me such joy to know that they are thinking about me and that they are wearing that lovely jewelry. My daughter-in-law has been in from Scotland, and I said, go through my jewelry, pick what you want. I might say no to something, but I might say yes. And so she got a number of lovely things to take with her back to Scotland, and it makes me so happy. So giving can be wonderful. But there's that flip side to that as well, that unless my cup is full, which is also a concept from my faith practice, I don't have much to give. So these two concepts, the giving and the receiving, they need to be practiced in a complementary fashion, not one where one is considered more spiritual than the other. So I can tell you this week has been a very busy one, and I keep looking to see if Cindy is on yet, because Cindy has been with us for much of the week. It's been a busy week, and my cup has just not been full. I have not been as consistent with my meditation. My husband and I have not done our daily lesson on A Course in Miracles. We've both been, just really trying to give and give and give and make things work for all the people that have come together for the holidays. And that has shown through grumpiness, it's shown through fatigue and other things. And I don't like it when I'm like this. Even the airlines know that you must do what? Put your oxygen mask on before you help others. And so I haven't been real good at that this week. Why do so many of us, whether we're religious or we're faith-based or we're not at all, why do so many of us have a problem receiving? So that's a thought for you to think about. And as I meditated on that, it really brought me back to the masculine and feminine energies that we've been talking about in the broadcast. And so there's an article that I've linked in the description for this from an magazine called Subconscious Servant that really goes deeper into masculine and feminine energy. And we tend to value the masculine more in this culture. And some of the examples of masculine are taking action, assertiveness, decision-making, leadership, logical thinking and reasoning, and achieving. And our culture just sees that as so much more powerful in many ways than we do the feminine energy. And some of those attributes are gentleness and kindness and creativity, intuition that I spoke of earlier, acceptance and receiving, which is what we're talking about tonight. So again, that article is listed in the description. You can go deeper. But what I want you to think about right now and answer in the chat box, if you will, is what is your dominance? Are you more masculine? Are you more about taking action and making decisions and achieving? Or are you more on the feminine side, the creativity, the intuition, the receiving? Where are you? Are you more dominant masculine or feminine? Yay, Cindy's here. Great. Oh, beautiful. And she's watching us from outside in the mountains of North Carolina. Those of you who know me, and I don't know if Cindy was on when she heard my comments a minute ago about not having my cup full, but if you know me, I'm very action-oriented and I can be very assertive. But I'm also quite intuitive and creative. But my dominance, my go-to, is definitely masculine. So where are you? Where are you? Are you more dominant masculine or more dominant feminine? And I'll give it just a second because I know there's a delay on my phone. Great. So Jody says she is more feminine and creative. Absolutely. That's what I see in you, Jody, as well. And Jackie as well. Creative and definitely deep on the intuitive side. Fantastic. Yeah, and so the thing to realize is that we all have both. We have masculine traits, we have feminine traits, and where we're the healthiest is when we seek that balance. And so I'm seeking balance, but then when I get out of my routine or I have extra people around or extra noise or extra responsibilities, that balance can get off like it has for me this week. And so how do we find that balance? And I'm waiting to see if anyone else has comments. Great. So Jody says, but sure, there are probably aspects where I'm masculine as well. Yes. And that's what we want. We want that balance. So let's think about our last 3 weeks together. Let's go back to the forever. So the E was embrace. Think about, if you were here, what you selected when you thought about your genius. You thought about something that you do well. Because remember, we want to do a twist on the idea of New Year's resolutions. We want to look at where our genius is. We want to look at how to take it to the next level. Set ourselves up to succeed and to up-level our lives. For me, it was speaking, teaching, and writing in order to help others grow. And for some of you that are here, remember quickly what it was that you did, because then the next week we took it to visualize. We wanted to see it as if it already is. And so I saw my course on positivity complete. I saw it selling on my website, reports from others on how it helped them grow, and new clients coming in to the business. Hello, my sister Rhonda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then when we went to the empowered, How did you decide you were going to take action? I made an agreement with myself, and I visualized spending at least 2 more hours per week in my genius, writing, coaching, etc., and seeing it as if it already is. So take a minute and recall what you chose. And if you weren't with us for those broadcasts, it's okay. Ask yourself now, what do I enjoy that I would like to take to the next level? Maybe I want to learn more about it, or I want to spend more time in it and use that for our activity. So yes, please say hi if you've joined us, because we are going to go into an activity. So think about, if you've been with us, what is it that you have chosen to embrace, and then you visualized, and then you became empowered, because now we're going to receive. If you've not been with us, what comes to your mind immediately when we talk about what is something that brings you joy that you would like to take to the next level? And I'll give you just a second before we go into our meditation. All right. So in order to receive, we need to be open. We need to be open to the possibility that what we desire is truly possible. We started that with our visualization in weeks 2 and 3, and we'll go there one more time, but we'll be taking it an even step further tonight. In this visualization, you will actually receive a gift, open it, and receive what is inside. So when you are ready, if you would close your eyes. And what I'd like you to do is take a deep breath and then blow it out with a whoosh. So take in a deep breath, blow it out, just release any tension, any thoughts that are going around in your mind. Now we're going to take another deep breath and inflate your lungs all the way, but this time blow it out slowly like you're blowing through a straw. So breathe it in and out. Feel your shoulders drop, feel the tension drop away. Go ahead and do that 2 more times, breathing in deeply and then blowing it out slowly as through a straw. When you finish that second breath, begin to visualize the change that you desire. Bring in all of your senses as we did before and add as much detail as possible. What do you see? Where are you? What are you wearing? Who's with you? What's happening around you? What sounds do you hear? Is there music? Do you hear voices? Maybe you hear some specific words. Maybe you hear the sounds of animals or laughter. Are there any particular smells? Flowers, food. What do you taste? Is there a taste in your mouth? What do you feel? What are you touching? Do you feel the air blowing on your face? Do you feel the smoothness of fabric on your body? Bring in all of your senses with this thing that you are looking to up-level in your life. Now, just as we did before, add the feeling. How are you feeling as you are visualizing what it is you want more than anything, what it is that brings you joy, excitement, peace? If there's not already a smile on your face, bring that smile to your face and let it become broad and full. Stay with this feeling for just a moment. You're seeing, you're hearing, you're feeling, you're tasting, you're smelling. And as all of these things are flooding into your mind, flooding into your senses, you see someone approaching you. This may be a person you know, or it may be a complete stranger. It could be your higher self, an angel, maybe even God. Whoever it is, you know it is someone who loves you very much and has only the best intentions for you. You can see or you can sense that the person has something for you. It's a gift. And as they come towards you with the gift, smile in appreciation and reach out or open your hands to receive. You can do this in your mind's eye, but I encourage you to consider doing it physically with your hands as well. Open your hands to receive this gift. Now feel the gift being placed into your hands. Again, use your senses. What does it look like? Is it large? Is it small? How does it feel? Is it soft or hard? Heavy or light? Look at the details of this beautiful gift and know that whatever it is, it's perfect for you. Take just a moment to enjoy this gift. Feel the anticipation of opening it, knowing that what is inside is exactly what you desire. It's what you want more than anything else. Now take another deep breath and open your gift. Feel the smile broadening on your face. You may even feel the urge to cry happy tears as you see and feel the energy of actually receiving your desire. What is it? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you touch? What do you taste? What do you smell? What are you feeling? Allow the emotions to permeate your whole essence and sit with this amazingly perfect gift for just a few moments. You could probably sit with this gift for quite some time, and I encourage you to do that when we finish this broadcast, to go back and spend time with the gift. But at this moment, what I would like you to do is share your gratitude with the one who brought you the gift. You may want to just think the words, or you might want to actually speak them out loud. Share with the giver what you love about this gift and explain why. Include what you'll do with the gift now that you have it. Maybe even share how it will change your life or the lives of others. When you finish sharing your gratitude with the one who gave you the gift, take a moment now to thank yourself for receiving it. Thank yourself for your willingness to up-level your life for your own benefit, as well as for the benefit of others. Remind yourself that only you can do what you have been called to do. And thank yourself one more time for your willingness to do it. Sit with your gift and your gratitude for just one more moment. Take another deep breath and blow it out slowly, like you're blowing through a straw again. Do this 2 more times. Now begin to come back into the present. You can do a few more breaths if you need to. But as you're coming back into the present, like we've done before, take a snapshot of your gift, like an old Polaroid that develops right in front of your eyes. Begin to allow the scene behind the photo to fade and the snapshot to brighten. Take a look at the snapshot and then bring it into your heart and allow it to become a part of who you are. Breathe deeply one more time and blow it out. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you're ready, slowly open your eyes. All right, this is when I'd rather be on Zoom than on Facebook. But if you're willing to share your experience in the chat, would you type the letter Y and go ahead and send it so that I know that you're going to type something in more detail, and that will help me wait. So again, if you type the letter Y, it lets me know you're typing something more, because I would love to hear your experience. Hi, Antoinette. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you were here for the activity. Again, I have a delay on my phone where I am seeing your comments, but please type the letter Y and hit send if you're willing to share some of your experience so that I know to wait. Great, I've got a Y, so I am going to wait, and I'm going to wait quietly. So Jody says she is deeply relaxing tonight. I know, Jody, that you and I both have times where our minds just race and we have trouble calming them down. And so knowing that by going through that visualization, it has helped you relax deeply, that's very powerful. Thank you for sharing that. So the whole idea of these 4 steps that can be done at any time is really that we wanted to look at the idea of starting off the new year strong, sort of a spin on New Year's resolutions. So for those who may still be typing or those who have just come in, the title of this series is Illuminating Your New Year and Illuminating Your Life Forever. I like acronyms, so that ever comes out to be the first E, embrace. And we've discussed embracing our genius, embracing the things that make us happy, that put us in the zone, the things we're just called to do, and looking at, as we go into the new year, how to take that to the next level. The V is visualize, and we looked at affirmations and vision boards, and we did a visualization similar to the one we did today to take the thing that we have chosen and make it as if it is. Last week we went with the second E, which was empowered, and we looked at how can we take action to actually make these things happen. And we did the visualization a second time, and we added additional details, and there was some very powerful feedback on how that visualization brought up strong emotions and made it so real. And we know that what we visualize and what we feel is where reality comes from. We're creating that reality, and that feeling helps us to feel it's real, which helps us to make it real. And so tonight we're talking about receiving, taking all those first 3 steps and bringing them together to receive. And that many of us have trouble receiving because we spend more time in what our society sees as valuable, which is the taking action, the decision making, the leadership. And we spend less time in our intuition and our creativity and our willingness to receive. So there is an article that is linked in the description, and hopefully the activity that we just went through, receiving a gift, opening that gift, and seeing how we can step more fully into our genius, setting ourselves up for success as we come into the new year in just a few days. It's hard for me to believe we are almost in 2022. So I'm looking to see if there are any new comments. Again, there's a delay. I'm not at home, as you can see from the background. Those of you that are used to watching, I was hoping to have the fire going, but it's 70 some degrees here today, so it was a little too warm with the fire in the background. But I would love to hear any more thoughts from you on the impact that that visualization had. When I was working on this today, I was getting chills just thinking about the power that it has for me, even when I'm writing it, where I talked about crying happy tears as I'm receiving that gift. I'm feeling that myself. You know, the struggles that I've had this week, and knowing that that's not how I want to be or who I want to be, and knowing the steps that I want and need to take that to the next level. It's always humbling, whatever it is that I'm teaching and sharing. The universe gives me a chance to practice it during the week and to find out where I can still strengthen myself in these very particular things. So I'm looking for any other comments. I do like to keep these broadcasts to just around 30 minutes. So I appreciate everyone who's here. You can certainly go back and watch the replays on my website. It's myluminaryinsights.com. There's a tab for blogs. There's also a tab that says Let's Talk. So if you are interested in going deeper into these 4 steps or learning more about your genius, you can fill out that form. Jody says, so glad it impacts you and that it helps you too. Yes, oh, absolutely. For me, the work I do with Luminary Insights is about receiving as well as giving, because I can't support others if I haven't grown in those areas myself. And so it's always an opportunity for me to grow and become a better person. So thank you, Jody, for acknowledging that. So if you enjoyed tonight, if you found it educational or entertaining and helpful, please share it with a friend, and then bring your friend with you in January as we start a new series on positivity. So I am working on a course called Pathway to Positivity, and part of it is based on a book entitled Positivity by a researcher in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I'm trying to grab the book so I can show it to you. Again, I've got a delay, so I can't see if it's showing right or not. And that is a book that I mentioned in my chapter in Women Who Shine. And so I hope you will join me in January to talk about positivity. All right, it's just coming up on my delay. Yep, myluminaryinsights.com. So thank you guys so much for being here, for spending the end of 2021 with me. Happy New Year. May you all be greatly blessed, and I'm sending you lots and love and light. Bye from Ivanna.